center, and Quinn McKenna is in right. So, 1 count. Go over to first. Ball, 1 strike. Hardy on first base for Rockville. Top of the first, no score. Luke Reddick on the mound. Luke Trainer foul back. So goes to 2-2. See if Rockville puts on a play here as Ben Nardi is at first. Balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the first, no score. Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts against the Rockville Express. And the next pitch is a ground ball towards Dom Ford. He's got it, and he can't make a play as he looked to second and realized he wasn't going to get it. Then first. So Willis is on at first base, and Nardi moves down to second base. That will bring up number 11, Ryan DeLorbe from ASA. On and 1 down. Second, saying white. Now Reddick, the tall left-hander, comes in with his first pitch, and it's a bunt. It's a nice one. Reddick's got it, looks to third, throws to first for the out. So the runners move up. But a nice sacrifice bunt from Ryan DeLorbe. It's actually nice to see a sacrifice bunt. You don't see it. Batter is number 4. Runners in scoring position for Rockville in the top of the first with 2 down. Ben Nardi is on third. Mike Willis is on second. Pitch is in there for a strike. Orb with an 0-1 count, 2 runners on. Big delivers, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. So Reddick quickly ahead of Ryan DeLorbe, 0-2. Runners. Pitch, and that's outside. Tried to get him to chase it, didn't do it. And checks, pitching from the stretch on a 1-2 count. The pitch is fouled at the plate. Baines, 1-2. Reddick looking to get out of the inning here. The Thunderbolts. Good. We'll be giving to that. The next pitch that hits him right in the back. So he will go down to first base. The bases are loaded. That will bring up Ingo Bourdiard from ASA Brooklyn. Oh, Bourdiard is what we'll say. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch from Reddick is swung on and fouled back at the plate, actually hit him. An 0-1 count, it should be. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 0-2 to the batter. Bases loaded here in the top of the first. Looks to get out of this jam. 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So Reddick gets out of it. No runs. There were no hits. There may have been an error on runners left on as we go to the middle of the first inning. The score is the Rockville Express 0 and the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts coming to bat. As we see here in this inning, the Rockville team is going out to the field, but Yash Rain from the Thunderbolts will be throwing for the Thunderbolts. And Nardi is at first base. Best we can on. Looks like Lucas Donlin for the Thunderbolts will be at third for Rockville in this game. The big right-hander from Lehigh University, Yash Rain, pitches to his own team in this scrimmage game. Night for a baseball game here at Blair Stadium. Any indication of what we're going to have for the season? In the area, want to come in and watch a little free baseball, come on out. Very, very nice. Should be a very loose game. The entire Thunderbolts team will bat. Not all of them are playing in the field. Bourdion is the catcher. How that works. So as they go through their signs. Anyway, Luke Reddick leading off for the Luke Trainer leading off for the Thunderbolts, the catcher. Rare to have a catcher lead off, but Luke Trainer does. Had a very good season. Pitch is in there for a strike. Pitch is low for a ball. 1-1. Trainer from Millersville University. There's the .350 on base percentage, way outside for ball 2. 22 games behind the plate. Pitch is fouled back for a strike. So 2-2. Deck, the second baseman Dalton Martin from Tusculum University. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Rain strikes out own catcher one day, Luke Trainer. Strike 3. So now comes Dalton Martin, the second baseman. Dalton, one of those guys you want to really look at this season. Dalton put up some big numbers down at Tusculum. Here with the 395, hit 362. Dirt ball 1. The guy that the Thunderbolts are really looking for to runs. The pitch from Yash is fouled back. A good rip on that one. 1. Ball 1 strike. Julian's going to come in and do some play-by-play so I can grab a sandwich. The pitch is outside for a ball. 2-1. Balls and a strike to Dalton Martin. The second baseman takes it inside for a ball. So now it's 3-1. Josh Rain on the mound. Pitch. And it's grounded foul down the first baseline towards the third. A full count to the second baseman. Pitch is outside and high for ball 4. So Dalton Martin walks down to first base.
Now batting for the table, number 35, Quinn McKenna.
Quinn McKenna will be coming up. McKenna is in right field tonight. A right-handed batter from Lehigh. Had 13 hits during the regular season for them. Those 4 were doubles and 3 were home runs. Got him, or close to it. Ball 1. McKenna. Right-hander, and there goes the runner. The swing and a miss. The throw is way high into center field, and down to first base goes second base goes Dalton Martin. Thrown way over the shortstop's head. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 down. Dalton Martin now on second base. With a 1-1 count, the pitch in there for a strike. Outside corner. 1-2. Evan Blum on deck. Ball, 2 strikes. That's high for a ball. 2-2. Donlin down at third base. That's the only Thunderbolt I see in up the defensive lineup for the Rockville Express. 2-2 to McKenna. The pitch. Outside. Full count. Dalton Martin's going to be running on this pitch. Full count. Lead swung on and fouled back. McKenna's still alive. Is in right field for the Thunder. Josh Rain walks back to the mound. Down, bottom of the first, no score in this very loose scrimmage between the Rockville Express and the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Payoff pitch. And that's low for a ball, so down to first base goes Quinn McKenna. Dalton Martin remains at second base. And now Evan Blum is coming up. Evan is not in the field tonight.
Now back to the table, number 26, Evan Blum.
Blum, an all-star last season with Rockville Express, was in the baseball league. All back, strike 1. So the Thunderbolts fortunate to have this guy, a veteran of the league. 78 last season. Scheduled to be in the infield. The baseman drifted over towards Dalton Martin at second base. Josh go for a ball. 1-1. Deck for the Thunderbolts is somebody we've been waiting to see, number 34, Ryan Roll. Guy with a big bat. 1-1 pitch to Blum. In there for a strike at the outside corner. So 1-2. And Roll at Paris in the hole, who's playing edge. And that's foul back and out of play. Haynes at 1-2. As Evan Blum checks out the offerings from his teammate, Josh. Dalton Martin at second, Quinn McKenna at first, virtue of 2 walks issued by Yash. And again, that's fouled back as Yash came in. Count 1-2, 1 down, 2 on here for the Thunderbolts in the bottom of the first inning. No score in this scrimmage game. 2 pitch is in there, a called strike 3. Blum shakes his head, and that's the second strikeout for Yash Rain this inning. And that brings up the first baseman, Ryan Roll.
Number 34, Ryan Roll.
Roll from Frostburg State University broke the home run record at the school. Also hit .362. This is a guy who can put the bat on the ball with some authority. 1, 2 out for the Thunderbolts. Roll pops one foul. Contact now goes back to second base. McKenna retreats. Pitch to ground ball that's going to be in. Oh, the shortstop makes a great play, throws to second base, but not in time to pick up the lead runner there, Quinn McKenna. So Roll is safe on a fielder's choice, and the bases are loaded for Brady Perry. Brady Perry, a left-hander. That looked like that was going to skip past the shortstop, but it did not. Brady Perry is high for a ball. Pitch. And there's a ground ball towards third base. It looks to be a fair ball. Big throw from Dalton Martin, and it is not held by the first baseman. Nardi, a throw down to second base to try to get runner Quinn McKenna. Now he's safe on the fielder's choice. One run is in.
Number 1, Devon Griffin.
Devon Griffin comes in. Quinn McKenna on third, Ryan Roll on second, and Brady Perry at first for Devon Griffin, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Strike 1. Devon not playing in the field tonight. Right-handed batter, where's number 1? Strike. So 0-2, Yash quickly ahead on Griffin. One run in on no hits. Foul back in the screen. Count remains 0-2 to Devon Griffin, who's up there taking his hacks. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 fielders' choices. 1 run. Credit for the RBI. And that's a wild pitch, and that's going to get away from the catcher, and everyone will move up. Into score will come Quinn McKenna. Ryan Roell goes to second. Brady Perry stays at first. So 2 runs in. Now the count is 2-2. Happens with the 1-2 count. There's a ground ball towards the shortstop, and it gets through. So Ryan Roll comes home. Down to second goes Brady Perry, and on first base is Devon Griffin. That should be an E6.
Number 2, Jack Schroeder.
Now Jack Schroeder comes up. Jack, a veteran of this team. Yash Rain will leave the mound. He'll come in to pitch combined Thunderbolts and Rockville Express team. Looks like Jake Pecalunas is coming in. Jake Pecalunas from Towson, from Odenton, Maryland, had a 2-0 season Thunderbolts last season. Greenberg calls him a bulldog on the mound, doesn't nibble around the plate, says, here it is, hit it if you can. Taking his warm-up pitches. Followed to the mound later by Austin Weber. Kind of a fun game. Jack Schroeder, who hit 300 at VCU this season, comes up with runners on first and second. Here's a fly ball into right field. Caught by the first baseman, Mr. Nardi, in short right field, and that will do it for the Thunderbolts. Well, for the Thunderbolts, 2 runs, make that 3 runs on no hits. Say there's an error for Rockville. 2 runners left on, so at the end of 1 inning of play, or is Takoma Thunderbolts.
So even count 2-2 on Delorbe. We don't know much about Delorbe. All we can tell you is that he's standing here tonight. Normally we'd have a lot more information, but of course this is the preseason, not only for the players, but also for us here in the booth. Lunas on a 2-2 count, nobody on, nobody down, delivers to the plate, and this one's hit to the right side and foul just past the lunge of the first baseman, Blum. That's actually Ryan Roll over there at first base. Lunas on the 2-2. Orb kicks and delivers, and that'll be taken down low for a ball. So a full count, 3-2 on Delorbe. Now delivery to Delorbe will be fouled off to the right side. The count remains 3-2. 2-2 count on Delorb from Jake Pekalunas from Towson University. Comes the pitch, and that'll miss high and inside on an off-speed pitch, so Delorb will be put on with a base on balls. And another chance here for Rockville to do some damage. And on first base and nobody down, Pekalunas will try and recover. Rockville by Billy Swanstrom. And on first, nobody down. Pekalunas turns to first, fires, not in time to get Delorb, who lunges back to first. First pitch from Jacob Pekalunas, and here it comes. That'll be taken outside for a ball. The count now 1-0 on Swanstrom. In. Pitch from Jake Pekalunas, the 1-0 count on his head. Here comes the pitch. Runner goes. It'll be taken down and in. The throw down to second base is not in time to get Delorb. Slides in there safely. Coming over to cover on the throw, I believe it was Dom Ford, but just not able to get the tag down in time. So Ford heads back to his shortstop position. Standing at second base is Delorb. And still at the plate with a 1-1 count on his head. Swanstrom, Billy Swanstrom, waiting for the pitch from Jake Pekalunas. And here it comes. A big swing and a miss from Billy Swanstrom. And the count now 1-2. And on second, nobody down. Jake Pekalunas trying to avoid giving up a run with a runner in scoring position. This one taken down low, gets away from Luke Trainer, and advancing down to third base is Billy Swanstrom. So not only a 2-2 count now for Pekalunas to worry about, but it looks like Delorb has put a little bit of a track meet on here at Montgomery Blair Stadium, going from first to third on his own. Wild pitch. And on third, and nobody down. Comes the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Billy Swanstrom, and he will go down on the forwards K. A swinging strikeout. Now batting for the combined T-Bolts Rockville team, Lucas Donlin. Native coming up for the summer. Spending it here in Silver Spring. One down, a man at third. And Pekalunas sends it to the plate. Oh, this one's driven deep to left field. Backing up is Tony Gallo. Way back at the wall. It bounces off the top of the wall. Delorb will score. Donlin pulls into second base. He's got himself an RBI double. And finally, I guess we could call it the away team, quote unquote, gets on the board 3-1. Pekalunas reeling a little bit here. That'll give way for the next batter, and this is a man in a T-Bolts uniform. That's Tyler Murray. And on second, one down. Murray, that'll be taken down and in for a ball. Gets away momentarily from Luke Trainer, but staying at second base is Lucas Donlin. Out. Trying to maintain his composure here in what has not been his inning so far. 1-0 pitch. Down and away for a ball. The count now 2-0. Murray. Pekalunas. Here it comes. This one put on the ground to the left side, and that is a foul ball. Supposed to be Lucas Donlin, but we know it's not him. Not sure who it is over there. And delivers an off-speed pitch, will miss inside. So that's Evan Blum over there at third, playing third base defensively. Now 3-1 on Tyler Murray, Jake Pekalunas on the mound. Man at second base, that's Lucas Donlin, one down. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. That'll miss inside. That'll be a base on balls. Gets away from Luke Trainer, and advancing down to third base is Lucas Donlin. Gonna get a look at Prairie batting here, despite the fact that he is a pitcher. The pitch, this one put up in the air, foul to the right side. On third, man on first. At the plate, one down, and an 0-1 count on his head from Jake Pekalunas. Here comes the pitch. Prairie will take it a little bit down and inside for a ball. The count 1-1. Count on Rojo Prairie, and Pekalunas delivers up and inside. So the count now 2-1. Rojo Prairie back into the box. Here's the corners, one down in a 3-1 ball game. Right to the left side and foul. So it'll be 2-2 on Rojo Prairie. Got a big hack at that ball and lined it to the left, but just pulled it a little bit too far. Prairie standing in. Righty, awaiting the pitch from the righty, Jacob Pekalunas. Here it comes. That's down and away for a ball. 3-2 now on Rojo Prairie. Out runners are the corners, one down. Pekalunas delivers. This one fouled straight back. 3-2 count. Runners at the corners in this skied in the air, high in the air, foul back behind the backstop. And so it'll remain 3-2 on Rojo Prairie. Like full night for baseball, albeit a little bit humid. On the way, and a big swing and a miss on one that had a little bit of something taken off of it by Jacob Pekalunas. Just tailed back. Pekalunas trying to work out his arsenal here in the down runners at the corners. Now we're going to turn things over to Neil Levon for the continuation of this.
Okay, now that I've had a chance to have something in this most informal of games, we'll see if we can find out who's up for Rockville. Lights come on here. And that's Mr. Rink. Travis Rinker. Travis Rinker up with a runner on first. Pitch. Nice curveball in for a strike. 1-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Luke Trainer. He just tags Mr. Rinker, and that'll do it as we switch over. Or since we don't know who's going to be pitching and who's going to be doing what. So Jake Pekalunas gets in an inning of work. Great to see Dalton Martin crush one. That was Lucas Donlin who crushed one. And some left field. Was that during the season?
People fans, there will be a week-long and 3-day special.
Well, it looks like Austin Weber will be
starting on June 17th. Camp are conducted by Thunderbolts and KOA Sports staff. Check out the 2019 program.
a left-hander, was with the Thunderbolts last season.
Are available on the Thunderbolts website or
Towson. Good season. CCBC Catonsville. Innings in 17 games. The T-Bolts last season, he earned the save in the T-Bolts playoff victory. Season, he went 1-0 in 8 games. Out 12 in 14 and 2/3 innings. Now coming up for the Thunderbolts, it looks like Tony Gallo. Several players from Lehigh. Yash Rain, who was pitching, was from Lehigh. Gallo. And Quinn McKenna from Lehigh. A nice contingent from Lehigh, a good contingent from University of Hawaii. Austin Weber pitching.
Austin Weber, number 12.
Try to set this mixed infield. Lucas Donlin still at third base. Doing some work there. Went off the left field fence. Weber takes his warm-up tosses. Get ready for part of this inning. Ready to go pretty soon here in the top of the third. Very informal game, and now the catcher goes out to talk to signals are. Here comes Tony Gallo. He hit 321 for the Mountain Hawks this season. Which is low for ball one with 42 RBIs. An excellent season for him. 5 hits in 1 game against Bucknell. So put it up there. 1-0. That's outside for 2-0. So a quick hitter's count. Jonathan Thomas from Houston. In there for a strike. It gets away from the catcher. Travis Rinker. Pitch is outside for a ball, so now it's 3-1. 1 to Tony Gallo from Lehigh University. One pitch from Weber is low and in the dirt and down to first base. Will go number 29, Tony Gallo. And that will bring up Jonathan Thomas from the University of Houston, sophomore.
Now batting.
Jonathan from Fresno, Texas.
Houston, number 9, Jonathan Thomas.
5'7", 195. Appeared in 13 games for the Cougars. 11 runs with 5 RBIs. Weber checks the runner, and that's foul back on a play into the screen. 1-1. Ford, the shortstop, is on deck. So Weber, the left-hander, checks in. Gallo on first. Nobody out in this inning, and that's inside for a ball. 1. Thomas from the University of Houston. Gallo looking to see if he's going to. Again, that's fouled back on a play. 1-2. Weber pitching for the scrimmage game. Lucas Donlin down at third. First base as the runner is Tony Gallo. Ball, 2 strikes to Jonathan Thomas here in the away for a ball. 2. 2-2 to Jonathan Thomas. Weber checks the runner and throws, and that's inside for ball 3. So a full count to Jonathan Thomas. Gallo is sent. There are no base coaches. Go, and there's a fly ball into center field. Coming on is the center fielder who makes a nice catch, a nice running catch in left center field. Now there's a throw to second base to try to get Tony Gallo, who will come in as the ball on the relay to the baseman got away. Gallo left. They didn't really try to make a play on him. Now coming up, Dominic Ford, number 36. Now you want to keep your eye on. He had a great season at Queens University. Over the left-hander into the right-handed batter, and that's fouled away for strike 1. Dominic started all 42 games for. He played at short. It was in the 37 with 10 doubles, 1 triple, and last season he hit .417. There goes the runner. The throw down to third base will not be in time, so Gallo steals third base. Now Gallo at third with 1 down and a 1-2 count. Dominic Ford. Delivers, and there's a ground ball towards the second baseman. It gets through him into right field, and Tony Gallo will score. And Dominic Ford goes down to first base. We'll call that an E4. That will bring up Luke Traynor and the top of the lineup.
For the T-Bolts out of Millersville University, number 3, Luke Traynor.
Catching from Millersville University. With a runner on first, 1 down, 1 in, 4-1 T-Bolts, or lefty against lefty. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. He's got it. Tosses over to first for the out. With that, Ford goes down to second base.
Now batting for the T-Bolts out of Takoma University, number 4, Dalton Martin.
Here comes Dalton Martin. Safe on an error. Walked in the first inning. Against lefty again, and that's in for a strike. Had a big season, 362. Will be followed by number 35. Two to Dalton Martin from Austin Weber, lefty against lefty. Weber delivers, and that catches the corner for strike 3. Test, and that's the end of the inning. 1 run in the inning. No hits. There was 1 error that I counted. At the end of 3 complete, as I see it, it's 4-1 in favor of the Silver Spring Takoma. Now coming in to pitch for the Thunderbolts. Top of this inning will be Braden Kale, Baltimore. Kale from the University of California at.
Now pitching.
Guy you want to keep
California, Pennsylvania, number 13.
Kale went 9-1 with an ERA of 3.60 at California University. Longest outing was 8 innings against Ohio Valley. He gave up 3 hits and 1 run in a 2-1 victory. Sophomore, he made 15 appearances, finished with a 2 record, 1 save, and a 5.0. Majoring in mechatronics engineering technology, which up these majors. Looks like he has a lot of breaking stuff. A right-hander, 6'2", 190. Hair at the back of his, runs it down to the goes out to get the signs right. Baseman. Now we'll look at number 30. And Nardi fouls this one back into the screens.
Now batting, number 33, Ben Nardi.
Braden Kale making his Thunderbolts debut here in the preseason. The second pitch, inside, bounces away. And there's a little looper, and that's going to be caught by Lucas Donlin at third base. One up, one down here in the now the next batter, a right-hander, when we get a numbered. Willis takes a strike. Braden Kale. Kale throwing 2-1. The next pitch, fastball low for ball 1. 1-1. Well, doesn't waste a lot of time on the mound. He comes in. There's a ground ball foul down the first base. Blum is at first base for the Thunder. Ground ball towards Donlin. Donlin up with it on a big hop, throws over to Blum for the out. A nice play. A lot of changes.
Now batting, number 11, Ryan Delort.
Up behind the plate, and the trainer's got it for the out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning. Braden Kale. Back of all the changes in the looks like number 25, Brandon Collins, is coming in to pitch for the Thunderbolts. Collins was at Radford. He is Collins 6'3", 215 from nearby Olney. 17 graduate of Sherwood. Oh, he can bring it. See how Brendan Collins does. He'll be pitching to the catcher. That is Rinker. So Rinker catching, Collins throwing. Who the Thunderbolts will be sending up. Quinn McKenna will be leading it off. So Donlin stays in at third base, so he's getting some work there. Collins making his Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts debut. Like to make a good impression into the pitching rotation here. Got a lively fastball, that's for sure. It'll be Quinn McKenna, Evan Blum, Ryan Roll. The lights are on here at Blair Stadium. And the throw down at second base. Be ready to go in just a few minutes with Quinn McKenna coming up. Walked his first time up, came around the score in the first inning. Even really keeping score in this game. Let's see how Brendan Collins does on the mound.
Number 35, Quinn McKenna.
Pitch from Collins is way high, gets away from the catcher. 1. One and 0 to Quinn McKenna. Right field. And there's the strike on the outside corner from Collins. 1 and 1. Collins' next pitch is way outside for ball 2. Gets away from Rinkler. 1. Pitch. And that's popped out of play. Foul down the first base side. Now the count, I have it at 2 and 2. The scoreboard says 1 and 2. McKenna, the right fielder, a right-handed batter. Collins' pitch is on the corner for strike 3. So a nice pitch from Brendan Collins retires Quinn McKenna. Will bring up Evan Blum. Now is playing first base. Left-handed batter against the right-handed thrower, and that's drifted in outside for a ball. 1 and 0.
Now batting, number 26,
Evan Blum.
Holy Cross University.
Hung on and missed strike 2. Strike 1. 1 and 1. Pitch in the dirt for ball 2. 2 and 1. Balls and a strike to Evan Blum. Nice addition to the Thunderbolts roster this season. Collins is in there for a strike. Blum didn't like the call. Now it's 2 and 2. Blum struck out in the first inning, caught looking. 2 and 2 to Evan Blum. Here comes Collins' pitch, and that's fouled out of play. Count remains 2 and 2. Ryan Roll on deck. Nobody on here in the top of the 4th inning. Really keeping score. And the pitch way outside for a ball. Now it's a full count to Evan Blum. Get the pronunciation. I think it's Blum. Find out for sure. Payoff pitch is high for a ball, so down to first base goes Evan Blum on a walk. That'll bring up the former first baseman, Ryan Roll. Cole was at first. Now Evan Blum is playing first. Batting in this game. Followed by Devon Griffin. And that's a wild pitch and goes all the way back to the screen. Down to second base goes Evan Blum. Brady Perry is up next. Brady in center field tonight. So 1-0 to Ryan Roll. Down in the top of the first. Pitch. And that's a line drive into left field. And that is going to, a nice catch from the shortstop going out. Nice play. With a shoulder catch. Back to second will go Evan Blum. Advancing on the wild pitch. 2 down, and that brings up Brady Perry. Nice play in the field. Perry from High Point University. Pitch. Fly ball down the right-hand side, and it is going to be not caught. It bounced by the fence. Baseman just could not get over there in time. Looks like he didn't really see it. Perry is alive with an 0-1 count. And on deck will be Devon Griffin. Could Perry get on? Collins need to deliver his next pitch. And that's a strike. 0-2. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Evan Blum on second. 4-1 in favor of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts, the majority Bolts team. 0-2. Blum dances off second, and that's outside for a ball. 1-2. Close pitch. Was hoping for the call, didn't get it. 1-2. Brady Perry, whose brother Hunter played with the team last season. 1-2 pitch. Swing, but he did not check it in time, and he is struck out. No runs, no hits. There was 1 runner left. Bottom of this inning, and now we're going to have our kids' races round the bases, it looks like. This is one of the most popular things the Thunderbolts do. Kids go running around the bases, one running from home plate to third and around to home, the other running from first base around the infield. Very popular stuff. They go. It's a very leisurely race around the base. This is more like a trot around the base, but that's okay. As they come on home, the gentleman coming down the third base line is going to come home first. And he just stomps on the plate like it's something he does every day, and here comes his companion. He's now finally picking up the pace, and he comes in, high fives everybody, and now we're going to get a little older runners, and there they go. Not exactly gunning it, but that's okay. Uniform, they touch almost at the same time. Now the kid coming around first base is really picking it up, and he comes running down. It's going to be very close, and they're both going to come in at the same time. That's our rehearsal for races around the bases. They'll get, I think it's Sweet Frog, if I'm not mistaken. Hale still on the mound. Finger behind the plate. Blum is now at third base. Ryan Roll is now back at first. Alton Martin still at second. Spot the outfield for you. Jonathan Thomas is now in right. Center, that should be Brady Perry. And we'll get a number. At a whole lot of this matters, but it's always good to know where the players are. And Mr. Furlong is coming up.
Now batting for Rockville, Charlie Furlong.
Charlie Furlong. The pitch from Braden Kale to the left-hander is a bounding ball. Martin's got it, wheels, throws to roll for the out. Nicely done by Dalton Martin.
Now batting for Rockville, number 24, Domingo Bourdieu.
Domingo Bourdieu, batting, a right-hander. Hale's been impressive out there. Hale is a ground ball towards the second base. He's up with it, and the throw for Martin is in time for the out. Oh, Dalton Martin getting some work out here at second base. Throws over to Evan Blum. Now back to Braden Kale. Now we have another number 4. A ball outside from Kale. The next pitch, again, it bounces into the plate. Field shaded to the right. Fly ball foul down the first base line and on a play into the Thunderbolts bullpen. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch. There's a ground ball again towards guess who, Dalton Martin. He's up with it, throws over to roll for the out. So 3 up, 3 down. 3 assists by Dalton Martin, 3 putouts by Ryan Roll. No runs, no hits, no errors in that inning as the Thunderbolts and Rockville Express continue this scrimmage game. Now Brian Gilliam from UMBC will be taking the mound for the Thunderbolts in this half of the inning. Brian Gilliam will be pitching. Out our PA folks. William, a left-hander.
Now pitching for the Silver Spring Thunderbolts from UMBC, number 7, Brian Gilliam.
William gets announced. In, the throw down to the second baseman, skips into center field. Worry about that one. Now Devon Griffin comes up. Devon's a senior at James Madison. 1-2-10, right-handed batter. Donlin remains at third base. William from UMBC. On Griffin. Madison University, so getting ready to step in, but then William and the catcher are going over the signs. Looks like Jack Schroeder will be on deck as this. There's a long drive into deep left center field. That's way back there, and that's going to go towards the fence. It bounces 1 hop and on to second, and heading on to third is Devon Griffin. Here's the relay in. He's going to make it easily. Devon Griffin goes deep on that one.
Now batting, number 2, Jack Schroeder.
Now Jack Schroeder from VCU comes up. Hit 300 for the M's this season. We're on third, nobody out, a triple from Devon Griffin. It bounces in, a nice save by the catcher, Travis Rinker, and it's ball 1. 2-0. Pitch from Gilliam, swung on and missed. Strike one. He takes his cap off for the moment. On deck is Tony Gallo. There's a ground ball. Nice play by Donlin. He throws. It's a wild throw. It gets past first base. On to second base will go Jack Schroeder. And into score comes Devon Griffin. It was a great play by Donlin. Tried to throw from his knees. Threw it wild. One of those plays where you just don't do that, but it's one of these exhibition games. It doesn't really matter. Tony Gallo comes up now with a runner on second. On second. Bounced in the dirt for ball one. Gilliam gave up a long triple and a sharp ground ball. Gilliam looks at the runner. Breaking ball high. 2-0. Gallo is up and on deck. Thomas. Foul. Leads off second. William checks the runner and the pitch. And it's fouled back for strike two. So 2-2 now to Tony Gallo from Lehigh University. The several 300-plus average hitters have in their lineup, way outside for a ball. So count goes full. We'll try to get him to chase on that one, not bite. Here's the payoff pitch to Gallo, and there's a line drive that's going to be over the shortstop's head into left field for a single. Gallo turns first, is heading to second. Into score is Schroeder. The ball gets away and goes to the fence, but comes back in, and Gallo's now on at second base. That will bring up Jonathan Thomas. Thomas from the University of Houston with another runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Gilliam. And that's low for a ball. 1-0. Jonathan Thomas. William checks the runner, the pitch, outside for a ball, 2-0. If you're enjoying this one, an easy game to enjoy. Pitch, and that's outside for a ball, 3-0. Let's see what Brian Gilliam does here to pick up the strike, which umpires usually give pitchers on the 3-0 count. William checks and delivers, and there's a line drive foul down the third base line. 3-1. Jonathan caught that one. After Gilliam, scheduled to pitch for the Thunderbolts would be Rojo Prairie. Rojo came up to bat once. The pitch from Gilliam is in the dirt, ball 4. So down to first base will go Jonathan Thomas. Gallo is at second. Gallo at second, Thomas at first, and up to bat is Dominic Ford, the shortstop. First pitch to Dominic Ford is a little roller towards the shortstop. He makes it. He has no play, so everybody's safe. Now the bases are loaded with Dominic Ford at first base, Jonathan Thomas down at second, Tony Gallo at third, and that brings up the catcher, Luke Trainer.
Now batting, number 3, Luke Trainer.
Lefty versus lefty here in this inning. Still nobody out. Let's see if Brian Gilliam can induce a ground ball. He has induced a couple. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Gilliam checks the runners. And the pitch is low for ball 2. Now Gilliam, 2-0. Hitters count to Luke Trainer. Dalton Martin, the second baseman, is on deck. Pitch. That's low for ball 3. So Gilliam having a little trouble finding the plate here. 3-0 count. Let's see what Gilliam pitches. Bases loaded. 3-0 pitch. Oh, ball 4, so down to first base will go Luke Trainer. In to score comes Tony Gallo. Jonathan Thomas trots over to third. Dominic Ford trots down to second. And down to first goes Luke Trainer. That brings up Dalton Martin. Martin, the second baseman. Pitch is low for a ball. That's the 5th straight ball by Ryan Gilliam. Maybe working on some pitching changes here, working on a few things. Pitch in the dirt and gets away from the catcher. Coming in to score will be Jonathan Thomas. Dominic Ford down to third. And down to second goes Luke Trainer. 2-0 to Dalton Martin. Ball's in a strike. Which is a ground ball to the second baseman. The first baseman cuts it off, tries to get over to the pitcher, does not get there in time. So in to score comes Dominic Ford. Down to third goes Luke Trainer. And safe at first, though he's back to the dugout. At least he looked safe. No, he's going back to first base. You're safe, Dalton. Dalton Martin at first. Now first and third. McKenna up, takes a strike. Dalton Martin is at first base. Hung on and missed by McKenna. Strike 1. Trainer down at third. Still nobody out. William Light wants to get out of this mess. Pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes to Quinn McKenna. Playing right field. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down he goes. That will bring up Evan Blum. Now Evan Blum will come up with 1 down and 2 on. Dalton Martin at first. Luke Trainer at third. And the pitch from Gilliam is a ground ball through to right field for a base hit. And in to score comes Gallo. Rounding second and heading to third is Dalton Martin. And safe at first is Evan Blum. Now comes Ryan Roll, who is alternating at first base with Evan Blum.
34, Ryan.
Roll, the big kid from Frostburg State, hits 16 home runs. The pitch, and there's a liner that's off the glove of Lucas Donlin. It's a fair ball. So Dalton Martin will come in on his way to third, and in safely will be number 26, Evan Blum, and down with a double to field is Ryan Roll. Roll really tattooed that one. Donlin gave it all he could to try to get it, could not. Now it's Brady Perry. Now coming in to pitch for the Thunderbolts will be Rojo Prairie, number 27 from the College of William and Mary. Rojo, a right-hander. His name, and you think it's Rojo, but it's not. It's Rojo for Robert John. The College of William and Mary. He gets his warm-ups. Really worried about a score. I think it's 11-1. Not that anybody's really keeping score in this game. Rojo Prairie getting his warm-ups this evening.
Now pitching, number 27, from the College of William and Mary, Rojo Prairie.
Great name. Brady Perry comes up. Back down to third base will go Evan Blum. Take that Tony Gallo down to third. Ryan Roll at second. Gallo may be pinch running here. Let's see what Rojo Prairie can do. At the stretch. And the pitch to Perry is a fastball high, but it's called a strike. Call by the ump. 0-1. Perry. Pitch. Ball 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Perry. Tony Gallo down at third base. Line rolled at second. Pitch. There's a ground ball, and that's going to get through the infield for a base hit. Gallo comes in to score. Roll chugging in. He will score as well. Rojo gives up a ground ball, base hit. So during the season, I have to think that the infielders would be catching up with some of these. Devon Griffin, who smashed one to left field for a triple in his last time up, came around to score. And stepping out of the box, the right-hander, Devon Griffin, is in for a strike, 0-1. Three at first, 1 down. Perry throws, and that hits him. And down to first base will go Dominic Ford. Down to first base will go number 1, Devon Griffin, and now Lucas Donlin comes up. So Devon Griffin down at first base. We'll see if he steals. He got wheels, not being held on. Perry delivers. And that's in the dirt and gets away from the catcher, but there's no movement. Pitch is outside for a ball. 3 down at second. Griffin at first. Donlin at the plate. There's a fly ball in the center field. We'll see if it falls in. It is caught. No, it is dropped by the center fielder. And they're going to try to get the forced play at third, which they do. The center fielder not quite able to hang on to that one. Plum makes the put out at third base. So now 2 down. That will bring up number 17. See who that is. Tyler Murray from the University of Hawaii comes in. Tyler, a catcher by trade. Right-handed batter. Pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. And 1 to Tyler Murray. Jack Schroeder on deck. Pitch. That's in there for a strike. Tom Ford at first base. Pitch. There's a ground ball towards the shortstop. Bobbles it. Gonna go to first, and he gets it. That will do it for this inning. And we'll see if we come out for another inning or if they're going to call this game. Get awfully quiet and slow here. Like this could be it. But there's a couple of players. There's Evan Blum. Ojo Prairie going back out. Here go the Thunderbolts. There's Dalton Martin. Ryan Roel. He's going to come out here. There goes Dom Ford. And now they're coming back. And maybe this is it. Hang with us as we see what they're going to do here. Looks like this could be the end of this. It looks like that's the game. That should do it for this game unless they go back out, but it certainly doesn't look like they are. Very quiet. I think this game is done. I think this is it. We saw some good hitting. And we'll see how things go. I think we're going to sign it off here. For T-Bolts Baseball, for Julian Barron and the whole crew, I'm Neil Levon. We'll see you next, for sure, June 5th, Wednesday night, when the T-Bolts take on the Bethesda Big Train for real in the opening game of the season. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, we'll see you next time at Blair Stadium for a T-Bolts game. Good night, everyone.